That wasn't real. Everything that just happened wasn't real. Did you know that? Yeah, nothing happened. A person with one ear, for real? It's been a dream? Really? Well, I happen to be able to see into dreams to some extent. So I'll explain what just happened. Okay, so what just happened? Well, let's just say that's what could have been. That was a glimpse into another timeline, honestly. This is in the past, 2020, so 2 years ago. These were the first sketches of me. This is who I was going to be. Yeah, he time traveled. More than time travel, no, it could count as time travel. Because here's it here. So this is the initial sketches. This character, who is me, but from another timeline, essentially. Her name's Miel, which is honey in Spanish. This is the character I wanted to be. They were going to start out. I initially only wanted to make that character because I wanted to try 3D, making 3D. So they started out as a Vroid character, back when Vroid wasn't as advanced. Here's the reference for the character for Miel. Miel. I need to start using my actual accent. I don't know. I gave her that name because it was a cute name and I liked it, Miel. But I realize now it's actually a little difficult for people who don't speak Spanish to say. But yeah, so she has blueberry earrings on both ears. She has 2 ears. I accidentally created a timeline where people think she has 1 ear because I said 1 ear, but she has 2 ears. This form already existed to some extent while she was in the making, but I was gonna do a whole separate account and stuff for VTubing that was separate from my art stuff. She had her own like Twitch channel made and like her own YouTube channel and stuff like that, and her own Twitter too. But I ended up not using any of it because I decided to just stay as a cat. I decided not to go to that timeline essentially. And then here's some miscellaneous stuff. I drew a little bit of her at the time. I even posted them to my main art account. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna start VTubing here. Whatever. I didn't have anything at the time though. The thing reads, a witch with little too much free time but very little motivation. She likes to learn about languages and places. She's been into rhythm games lately. So this was created in 2020 as well. Her birthday is the 1st of August. It's deliberately 1 day before mine. So my birthday's the 2nd and hers is the 1st. You really start streaming? I think it's fun. You can do storytelling. It's fun. I think it's a great medium to try out if you're inclined. It definitely is a different type of performance though. Here are the changes that Miel went through physically. The first model was in June 2020. That's when I wanted to start learning Live 2D. That's actually not entirely true because the year prior, in 2019, I downloaded Live 2D. And I'm pretty sure in 2019, it might have been 2018 too, there was literally like no tutorials in English. The only tutorials, I'm pretty sure, if even then at that point, were the Brian Tsui ones, the guy who does Iron Vertex. There was like no Live 2D tutorials. So I literally struggled so hard to like learn it. And then it was only in 2020 when tutorials started becoming more popular, like little by little, honestly. And so I started learning, and I think by November 2020, I had a hang of it. And that might have been when I started, I don't know. I have her model rig files. I actually haven't looked at it. I actually have not looked at it. Let me see if I can load them up. They're not set to VTube Studio yet because I don't think VTube Studio existed at the time. What existed was FaceRig, so I bought FaceRig. What was it called? FaceRig. I bought FaceRig for like $15 then, and then I like tried to get it to work. It sucked. Honestly, it works for what it is, but it's a lot more complicated and like less user friendly. In November 2020, I think is when I started working on my own personal model. I think I decided to go back to her and like redraw it, and you can see I periodically did it. Right, I would like go back and redraw her. I'm still not satisfied at all with how she looks like. In terms of like the model art, Like, I like her design. I really like it. I probably wouldn't change it. But I definitely don't like how I drew her. And even now, I rushed it. I drew the model that you guys saw. I drew that in like a couple weeks. Maybe just a week, actually. Just a week. Here are two more recent-ish prototype like sketches of like the model. I really like the one on the right. The one thing I always struggle with her in particular is her legs, like the thickness of her legs and thighs. I think it's to do with her shorts or her jacket or like her sweater. I don't know, I always struggle with it. That's why I'm not really satisfied even with the one I made recently. Her proportions too, you can see in these old ones, her arms are stupid long. Well, I'll remake her. This will not be the last time you see her. The cat ears at the end of the time travel, it was the timelines turning back to normal. This is who I was supposed to be a couple of years ago. And mind you, I'd be in a very different position now if I had started 2 years ago. I would be in a very different position now if I started a couple years ago. Yeah, this was me. Supposed to be me 2 years ago. Because I was gonna start streaming 2 years ago. Do these eyes look familiar at all? And then cat ears. Looks a little bit more like someone you know, right? that at the end was the timeline's coming back. So that's why I'm here now. But not right now. I just turned into this for examples. I use my ink powers to turn back into this. She does the red eyes, which you saw in like the little ending right there. The red eyes are classic. Here it is. So here is one of the old models. Super old art. I think this is like the first one or maybe the second one. I can't remember. This actually might have been the first one, TBH. I have the mouth forms. The mouths are it's not super bad, honestly. Kind of, yeah, it kind of clips a little bit. It's not a huge issue. Probably not really usable. And then the mouth open. The basics. And then I put all her hair in a single parameter, which is not good. Like some of it being all in one parameter is okay, but not all of it. You can see there's like this weird thing right here. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is. I think that's just a stray thing on one of the art meshes. Oh, I did the head. And then there's like a bounce to the head and stuff. And then you can see that right here, I didn't cut it properly. So when it shows, there's still some line right there. Like some lack of line, more like it. This one, which I think was at the second edition, the first one was the first, I got finally to the eyes, I believe. But not bad. I was very proud of it. I could not figure out how to make the eyes smile for the life of me. I hella remember that. The eyes, they kind of stumble a bit. They don't have full range of motion. Yeah, the body's moving not very well. TBH. Breathing, I made it too subtle, I guess. Here's some assets that I made for her. The art's quite old. It's not terrible at all, honestly, but it is quite old. The top one was supposed to be the offline screen. I was supposed to animate it too. I want to animate that picture, but I decided not to because it was gonna be offline anyway. This one right here that I'm next to, that was her like banner, I think. I used it as her header at some point, like her Twitter header, when she had a Twitter for like a month. And that one down there is an icon I made for her. I have more. Here's some more assets. You saw this little chibi in her own slideshow. The Be Right Back, honestly, my best work. I really liked it. I really liked it. And I didn't know how, I wanted to animate it, I think, but because I was so new to Live 2D or anything in general, I wasn't really sure how I would animate it. Because again, I didn't know how to do the whole toggle thing in Live 2D yet. The bottom one, those two are my boys, Theo and Care, the Belle Duo, my cat boys that you see sometimes when people follow. You can see them pop up on the screen, but that's their cat forms. And they were always a thing with me. Well, not always a thing, but they were always with me. So they were also gonna live with the two of them. Yes, two of them. They were also gonna live with Miela also. She was also gonna be part of them. I mean, those two can go wherever they want. They're also not limited in by like world and stuff like that, so they can go wherever they want. So they were gonna be with me and her, I suppose. Here are what I would have done for her second outfit. I was getting ambitious at some point. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna, maybe I should give her a second outfit. I didn't even know how to do the first one. And I was like, I'm gonna give her a second outfit. It was gonna be a witch-based one because she says it on her own stream, but she's a witch, but she doesn't wear the whole getup because, you know, it's a lot. By no means am I a character designer. What I did here, I think for like this one right here, all I did was just slap things that I liked. And then I was gonna like add and remove things as I please. When I make sketches for like designs, I just like erase and like add and delete from the same base, which I don't think is a good thing when you in terms of like character design workflow. Honestly, I think you're supposed to like make separate sketches so you have everything available to you. But I'm not a character designer. I'm just an artist. There's like very different things in a weird way. I was trying very hard to not give her a leotard, like what I wear, basically like this like swimsuit-esque thing, like the ballerina stuff. You can see it. Hold on. I was gonna give her one of these. I was trying so hard not to because this design of the body I'm using right now, it already existed, and I was like, I don't want to make her a copy of me. I don't want to lean into habits at all. So, but I guess I don't know. I might give her one. Ink mix. This was something I was dabbling with once I started streaming. So I started streaming in August last year. No, I started in get this. I started in 2021. So I started a whole year after I had all these things left for Miel. I never did it because I wanted to do something else. I wanted to get better at Live 2D. I wanted all this and that. I did stream a few times in 2020. Yeah, in 2020 I streamed a few times, and then also in early 2021. Through the summer of 2021, I was working on not this model, but like the art for this model. So I didn't change any art for this model. I was working on that, and then I debuted in August 2021, so last year. I dabbled with the idea of making this hybrid mix thing of Miel and me with the ink as the motif, because that is a thing in my motif in a weird way. I couldn't figure it out. I was very indecisive as to what I wanted to do, so it never saw the light of day. It might sometime at some point, but I need to like get more creative. I need to do a little bit more searching for what it is that I want to do with her.